G'day and welcome back to Duxola Gaming and our Let's Play series here on Ninghan Farms in Western Australia. This is a farm by Aussie Farmer and we are mapped by Aussie Farmer, and it's also Aussie Farmer's rural family farm, and we are going to continue on with our work here. As you just saw, our combine has just strolled past us. We have begun the harvest here on field 12. Now, off camera we did actually do a complete run and finishing off of field 7, so that's now been harvested and cultivated and seeded and all ready to go again. So we have all the bales that came off that field. They have been put away. The straw bales have been put away in the straw shed, which we've built up the back of the farm, and we're just going to continue on today with the harvesting of this field. Now the other thing is too, we've modified the gear just a little bit on some elements, not very much. We haven't brought any more money or anything in. We did sell the ute because, or pickup, for many of my viewers might understand what a ute is, because we're not using that. We sold one of the class tractors off which we bought, which we didn't really need, and some other stuff. We also sold some crop just to get a little bit of extra money, some of the spare crop we had. And we also had to install another silo bin because the wheat from field number 7 was 105,000, I think it was the yield, and we can only store 100,000 in the default silo bin. So we put another silo bin in, so we've got a storage capacity now of 200,000, which means that we can double that up. Now, it also does mean though that we're going to very quickly fill it again. So a lot of the times we're not going to be necessarily storing in the silos. We're going to be going straight off and pretty much selling it. So that's what we've got to do. Right, now we're going to get straight into it because our combine harvester is already full, and we're going to go off and unload him with the Ford New Holland and the Coolman overloader. Alright, so as you can see, we're also doing the straw swap, so we'll be picking up the straw as well. So in fact, no, I've just decided now off the cuff. There's our New Holland big baler. We will be baling this field. So once we've got this guy going on and through a fair bit, we will probably start getting the baler going as well. We'll just follow his route, I think, possibly, and we'll collect them as we go. Alright, I didn't want you doing that. Right, let's go over here. I want this guy to actually stop when he's unloading. Right, there we go. Handle and reverse maneuver, I'm going to put that on further. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to let him continue on. He'll be full again in a second. As you can see, with this field, we've got a field area of 10.48 hectares. It needs lime. It's owned by me. We have wheat and the growth is harvested. If I head on over here, it's ready to harvest, 100%, all that sort of stuff. So this is a wonderful little addition, the field info mod. Very handy at times. Alright, so he's now finished refilling, so we're going to go off and finish emptying him so he's actually done properly. So similar to our series on Lakeland, what we've been tossing up is exactly how much we're going to be utilising courseplay, AI, all that sort of stuff. So certainly for this map, my intent is the combine harvesters will always be put on either courseplay or AI. I'm not going to do any of the combine harvesters myself. I don't know what this guy's doing now. Very bit bizarre. It's just because he was on the edge and he wasn't quite happy with that. Very bizarre. Anyway, he's at about 20% now, so he'll be finished and then go off. Yeah, so that's the plan. We are going to use the combine harvester for on courseplay and also AI at all times for this Let's Play series from here on in. So that's the plan for that, and we'll just do most of the other stuff ourselves manually. Alright, so let's we can continue on. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything to pick up at the store. I think I may have had I've got the cultivator there because we did sell one of the bigger cultivators and got rid of that. All right, I don't think there's anything else we really plan to do there. So we've got some tractors sitting back at the, and in fact, even that, thinking about it, I think what we might do, let's have a look at this. I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to adjust our fleet. So what have we got? We've got a T5, we've got an Arian, we've got a T6, we've got a T9, we've got a T8, and a Ford Genesis, and a T7. I'm thinking we're going to keep those ones there. And I think the T6 will sell T6 like that. And I think we'll sell the T5. Now the class has the loader on it, so we're not going to sell that. T7 is an intermediate strength tractor. The T8 is relatively okay as well. And then we've got the small Ford Genesis. You know what? I'm thinking I might even sell the T8. Let's sell the T8. Right, sold. Okay. Now, what am I going to do with that money I've just made? Well, I'm going to need another combine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a combine. And what am I going to do? I'm going to buy another Tucano. Now, the reason why I'm buying another Tucano, I did mention, I think, in the previous episode, that we'll possibly look at something different. The reason I'm going to get the Tucano is it's the same size of bin, same size header, and we can use it for doing course play stuff if we want to use two. Because we have got a couple of rather large fields now, so we can use them in course play together. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. And I do have something in course play I want to try out. We have tried it on Lakeland, but I want to try it with multi-combines on this map. So 348 for the Tucano. So we're going to buy that. Trelleborgs, Michelin. I'll go to the Michelin on this one. So just going to buy him. There he goes. Stock standard. Very good. Now I'm going to get the... It is the Vario one. So I'm going to get the Vario. So I'm going to buy that. Thank you very much. Done. I'm going to get the Vario trailer. Thank you very much. Yes. Done. And we want to get the Corio 875 corn header, field header. Right, we'll get that as well. What's that? 63,000. And that very quickly brings us back down to virtually where we were with our money again. So we're back down to $52,000. So that's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over and collect that while this guy continue on. What he's at, he's at 62%. He'll be okay. All right, let's cycle through here. Here we go. Here's our new combine. Right, now, what I do want to do is, firstly, I'm going to start the engine, and then I'm going to get the trailer and pull the trailer out of the way a little bit. I'm going to load up the header on the trailer, and then we're going to grab the corn header, and then we're going to head on back to the farm. All right. There we go. Alright, so just going to pull the header straight out here like this, the header trailer, I should say. Like that. Disconnect. Right here. Now, you may notice that the tools and that are now facing a different way to what they were originally on the map. Now, the reason being is I have got the updated version of Ninghan Farms that Aussie Farmer is sending to Giants. So the first pass failed because basically of some texture issues, which he has now dutifully gone off and repaired, and he's done a couple of other minor improvements as well, including the yard here, which was one of the things that I mentioned to him that perhaps needed to be looked at. So that's very good. The only thing I would suggest is it probably needs to go forward a little bit more in the placement of the stuff, but anyway, that's niggly stuff, but it's fine for now. Certainly for picking up trailers and that, it is perfect. So that's what we wanted. So and it's got some other textures and that. So some of the buildings have got some slightly different textures and stuff like that. But we'll cover that off a little bit more once it's closer to being actually released on ModHub. All right, so we're going to lower that now. Disconnect. There we go, and you see it clicks into place. That's one of the things with the Class DLC. If you haven't noticed already, the headers on the header trailers actually slot into place once you put them on there. sort of locks them into place, which is a bit of a bonus. It doesn't mean they're going to stay there no matter what. You still have to drive a little bit more carefully, but it is certainly on there for now. Well and truly. Right, so there we go. We looked over some pot plants. I hope the store owner doesn't mind that too much. But we've now got our second Tucano ready to go. And we'll just click the trailer now. Alright. And done deal. Right, let's head on back to the farm. Now obviously the other combine is ready to offload now. So we'll need to offload once we get back. But the priority is to get this back first. Because then we can start harvesting on a secondary field at the same time, if we wish to. Alright. Keep an eye out for road trains on the road from here on in. Speed limit 110 k's will be right. I don't think this thing's going to do 110 k's though. I think we'll be okay. Alright, hope everyone is doing well. We are doing well ourselves. It's a Sunday night, what is it, the 23rd of February when I'm recording this. So you're probably going to see this about 2 weeks later or so. And I make no apologies for it, but we continue to record a bit ahead of time. And as I've said before, we have a bit of a busy life, and I'm not in the position where I can do this full time, so therefore I've got to record videos when I can, edit them when I can, and upload them when I can. And to certainly make sure that we are giving you videos on a regular basis, and certainly for the last month it's been every day, which is great. I'm really happy with that, plus a few extra bonus episodes on some days with early releases of maps and things like that. So yeah, that's what we need to do. So hopefully this one will be recorded, edited and put to bed and in the queue for about 2 weeks time from now. And that's going to be the case with all the videos. The only thing that will be different to that will be live streaming, but it does also give us the room to add scope into adding other videos in as we need to, in relation to doubling up videos on a day if we so desire, or manipulating the dates and stuff like that. But at this stage, that is the plan. Now we have a definite set schedule at the moment for which videos are coming out on which days. That again is not going to change immediately at the moment. We have put a temporary hiatus on Satisfactory, because Satisfactory has released update 3 on the experimental build, which means it won't be too far away from going on the live build. And I'm thinking with Satisfactory we're just going to start over again, because there are some significant changes to the game in many aspects, and I think it's probably just easier to take it from update 3. Is it a big deal? Well, look, to be honest, my viewership on that one isn't very high, so it's probably not that big of an impact, but it does at the moment give me flexibility that if we have another farming sim series to return, hint hint nudge nudge, that will slot into the place that Satisfactory has been taking up for the last few weeks. So that is what will happen there. So we've got a spare slot for another episode there. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we're planning on doing and how we're going to go about it. So hopefully that meets with your approval. If not, too bad, so sad, that's what I'm doing anyway. Alright. Just going to bring the combine up in here. Now, this has undergone some slight changes. We did a little bit of work up here. Did some earthworks and just leveled out some of the area a little bit. As you can see, the grass is actually gone, but we redid the sheds and made the sheds all nice and level, so they're not at various heights. As you can see here, we've raised the land a little bit on this corner where it was sort of dipping off a little bit. So that cost us a little bit of money, but it was okay. We had enough to deal with it. We didn't have to go begging or borrowing or anything else like that, so that was sufficient for us to deal with that. Alright, I'm just going to bring this guy up here. I'm going to park him next to the, pardon me, the bed and the plough. Alright, and we're going to leave him there. Okay, right, let's go find our other, well, that's what we want this guy. And we're just going to head off and unload the combine again. Well, I'll probably just go up here and I'll do a Yui because he's back over just behind us basically with where we started. So doing a full lap of the field is probably not really necessary at this point in time. And there we go. All right. So he's done 2 loops now. I can't remember how many headers I'm doing on this route. I don't know if I've put 3 or 4, but he'll continue to do the rest of that shortly. Now, one of the things I want to test out, and we've tested out on Lakeland series, if you haven't watched that, please go check that out. That's our other current series that's running, which is on the Lakeland Vale map by Stevie. We just recently have been utilising the new mode for the combines in Courseplay, where we can actually use the advanced settings and tell the combine to go and offload on its own, instead of having to offload with an auger wagon or set in a new course for it to go and offload or anything else like that. So the AI actually intelligently itself looks for a wagon on the field or adjacent to the field and then goes and offloads into it. Working quite well on Lakeland, certainly on the field that we're testing it on, but I'd like to sort of give it a go on one of these bigger fields here, and this certainly the north field to our directly to our north as we're looking now in front of us, which we've bought, has a couple of islands that in it, had telegraph poles. I'd just like to see how smart the course play is in avoiding all those sort of obstacles. So we could have a mini disaster, who knows? But for now, I think that's the plan, just to sort of test it out and see how things go. All right. Oh, you want to do that? I keep forgetting which button it is. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, which button is it? I keep forgetting this wheel. I'm still getting used to my new Thrustmaster wheel, but I do need to finish finishing tipping. I need to finish setting up my Elgato button box as well to put more buttons assigned on that, instead of having to reach for the keyboard. But instead I'll reach for the keyboard this time and we'll just offload from there. Alright. Cooling's going to offload. Now this little tractor is probably a little bit underpowered as well to be pulling, especially when it becomes a full load. But he's doing okay at the moment, so while he's coping, we'll leave it as it is. %10 to go. And he's complete. Well done. Alright. So we're just going to pull him out here out of the way. And there he goes. Alright. That's excellent. So we're progressing through here nicely. So, like I said, let's have a look at the map. We'll bring the map up. So as you can see, field 7 is the field that we harvested and baled up the hay, and we've now re-sown, or cultivated it, and then we've re-sown it. So it's in the growing stage here now. Field 12 obviously is the field we're working on now, and we are bringing this field in. Now we're only using a small combine, so it's going to take a fair while to bring this in. But that's okay, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our loads from here and going off and selling it. We're not even going to be bringing it over to the bin over here. We also have field 11 over here, which needs to be harvested. We have field 16, which needs to be harvested, and we have field 3. Now look at the size of this field. Huge, right? So that's what we've got to harvest as well. Now I may even have to look at bringing in a bigger and better combine to do field 3. I mean, field 13 is another field we're looking at doing at some point as we expand over here. These are probably the two, let's have a look at the map, they are probably the two biggest fields. Field 30 maybe a little bit bigger than 13, but I think field 3 and field 13 are two of the biggest ones. And I'm not sure if these are fields that Aussie Farmer owns for his farm, because I'm not so sure whether he owns all this land. But certainly be interesting to see which ones he does own, so we could sort of replicate that. But we own field 3 now, so we've got an access road that goes straight up through here on the side of field 7 that can give us access to field 3. And we've also got main road access over here as well. So that's all well and good. All right, so that's the plan, what we're going to do there. Now our sheepies are okay. We've got our 62 sheep still. cleanliness, water, and grass hay is perfect, so they're fine. We don't have to worry about them for now. And our commodities in here, so as I said, we've got 100,000 in, it's not wheat, barley, isn't it? Barley? Oat. I can't remember now. One of the two. Anyway, the prices are coming up for that too. So Dragon Exports pricing is coming up. So it's not too bad, but Bruce Bargain is still the highest paying price there. So until it actually gets past Bruce Bargain, we're probably not going to worry about going off and selling that at the moment yet either. All right. So the combine is back at 74% again. So I think we might just head off and get ready to offload him. And we'll do it in cab this time. A little bit quieter. All right. So we've also, I think it's in an upcoming Lakeland video. We've got a bit of a rant about the upcoming DLC. The first DLC coming out after Giants have announced there will be no follow-on game for this in the fiscal year of 2020-2021 for Giants. I'm not going to go into it here and now, so keep an eye out for that video if it's not already been released, and check it out and leave a comment in that video as I've asked you to do, and let me know what your thoughts are about it. We will talk more about it a little bit later on as things go by, but for the moment, let's just say that I'm not overly impressed with Giants' plan. Does that really matter? Well, it probably doesn't affect Giants, they probably don't care, but I think as consumers and as a group of with mutual concerns and valid concerns, I think we need to open the discussion about it. And even if they don't see my channel, at least people might start talking about it and start taking notice of some bigger people instead of, I mean, we don't want to be brown noses all the time. We also don't want to be always bad mouthing or abusing a company or anything else for not doing things right. I mean, Giants have done a lot of things right, I suppose, too, but at the end of the day, I think we have to call out when we think things aren't being done right, and that's certainly my opinion at this stage. And of course, this is the Ducks All Gaming channel, so it's my opinion that counts here, not anyone else's. And I say that a little bit tongue-in-cheek because obviously your opinions also count, and that's why we ask for your opinions as well. So we're just going to bring this guy back down here out of the way as the combine continues to come through, and we'll move him out of the way. Alright. Oh dear, dear, dear. Now, we need to go and find some other stuff to do while we wait. Right, let's go and see what else there is. So the truck's over here. We don't have anything to do with the truck. There goes the combi. Have we got any wool bar? No, we haven't got any wool. Alright, so it looks like the plumbers are finished now too. So the plumbers had already finished with the sheep. They've now finished with the water for the pigs, which is grand. And I'm assuming, did we start it off for the cows? I don't know if we did. Possibly we didn't. Although I may have started off just for the sake of having them all plumbed in, ready to go. No, we didn't. So we haven't got the water plumbed in for the cows. Now, I'm umming and ahhing about whether we're going to get the cows going sooner rather than later. Yeah, I don't know. Not a huge fan of doing the cows, to be honest, or the pigs. But anyway, we'll continue on. All right, so that's what I might do is I might just grab the class. We have got some more pallets up here to move after we remove the storage. And I'm in a bit of a quandary as to what I'm going to do with the storage of these. So I'm thinking I might just grab these ones here. That helps me lower the forks enough. Alright. This is a great little attachment, this one, that enables us to pick up 2 pallets at once. What have we got here? This is lime. I think we might bring the lime. Well, let's bring the lime up in here. Let's move it all in here. Why not? He says. Put the lime in one place, we know where it is. So, put the lime in here, like this. Now, I don't really like doing this because you get to see how bad I am at driving with pallets and forks and all that sort of stuff. That come off relatively well. Alright, let's go back and grab another two. So, I haven't actually gone and actually stated the reason why these weren't working, the big bags weren't working with GTX's shelf. Now, the reason is I was speaking with GTX about it and he wasn't too sure about it initially until he realised when I told him that we were using the big bags mod. Now, the big bags mod, when you buy the bags, you can stipulate how big a bag you want to have. So whether it's 2,500, it's 2,500, 5,000, 5,000, 10,000, 30,000, I think is the grouping. Now, GTX's shelving is only designed for the base game stuff, and he likes to keep things to the more realistic level, quote unquote. So what was happening is while it was registering the fact that I was putting in pallets of 30,000 worth of herbicide or seed or lime or liquid fertilizer, whatever, because of the fact the game doesn't recognize, or the script doesn't recognize the fact that there was the ability to put pallets that have a user-defined size, it defaulted them back to the default size that it knew, which was 2,500. So that was the reason. So it wasn't a fault, wasn't a glitch, anything else like that. It was just the fact that I didn't think, strange enough, I didn't think about the fact that we have that problem in relation to having a customized palette, and doesn't go with that because it's not the default. So there we go. So apologies GTX for if I can't remember exactly what I said. I don't think I badmouthed his mod. I apologise if I did. I generally wouldn't, especially not for GTX. He's a good mate of ours. But anyway, that's the reason why it didn't work. And while we're using those bags, we decided to remove the shelves for the moment. And in fact, they weren't not in a very good position to be in anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, well, that is it for us. Why is our combine harvester stopped? Oh, there it goes, going again. It's turning. That is going to be it for us for today. That was a very quick 30 minutes. So I apologise. It's that's it. It's time. Where is he? See, where is he? Oh, he's doing. I think what he's doing now. He's doing up and down rows like this. So he's up there running a row down here now. So anyway, so that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate you watching. Hope you do like this map, and certainly when it does come out on the in-game mod hub, make sure you go check it out. Make sure you put a good amount of stars on there for Aussie Farmer. He's done a great job of replicating his family farm in WA, and I'm sure once you get it, you will enjoy it. So just do so. All right, because I told you to. Now, don't forget to come check us out on Discord, Patreon. Oh, sorry, I'll get that right. Discord, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, if you want to, consider becoming a patron of the channel, where you can help us by supporting the channel financially. Anything from $1 and up. It's not obligatory. You don't get thought of any less than what someone does that is a Patreon. But anyway, thanks very much. I would like to thank, while we're talking about that, particularly a big shout out to DJ and Rabbit Sean, who are both our two of our platinum Patreons. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for becoming Patreons and supporting the channel. It is greatly appreciated. And thanks to all the other Patreons as well. And apart from that, if you like the episode, press the like button. If you didn't, that's okay. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure you press that alarm notification icon so you're made aware when more videos come available on the channel. So, with that being said, look after your combines, and no matter whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, no matter where you're in the world, Take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at GrizzlyBearSims. See you later. Bye.